Hello everyone, my name is Fari Borzajah and welcome to my Hapkido Blend video series. One of the reasons that I didn't want to call it Hapkido, strictly just Hapkido, because I do not practice the traditional Hapkido system. Nothing wrong with it. I love the style and I've studied it before. I mix it with the reason why we call it blend. To me, blend means multicultural martial arts based on usefulness, which was actually coined by Fred Degerberg and Sifu Ron Balicki. And so during these series, I'm going to be talking about a few different aspects of the art. And the thing that I want you to remember is that there is what we call an absolute truth and what we call a relative truth. And everything that I talk about in these series are my truth, not necessarily, they don't have to be your truth, but they are mine and they're not necessarily the absolute truth. But this is what I'm understanding, this is my experience of the arts and what I've learned. And hopefully it'll be something that you guys can add on to your own library of the stuff that you already do. In each of the series, I introduce you to a concept. In this one, I want to introduce you to a very, very powerful concept that really, if it was up to me, if you didn't take away anything from these tapes, and if you walked away from this concept that I'm going to teach you, I think I would have done my job, and I'd be happy just with that. So I'm going to share it with you really quick. It's called the game. And everybody plays a game in different ways. Right now, you're playing a game called watching my video series. The game could be called your marriage, could be done running your martial arts school, being a martial arts student. So whatever happens, your game happens to be, this is the way usually people play it. So imagine a big square, and this is the game. Now, again, we can call this game whatever you want. Just for sake of this series, I'm going to call this game you being a student looking at these video series. There are 4 ways people will play this game. Now remember, you've already gotten this video series. You already invested the time and the money to buy it. You have it at home. You're putting it and you're watching it. Even though you're in this game, some of you will choose not to play. What that means is that you get it, but you're right from the beginning, you shut it down. You don't want to be in this thing. A lot of people who play with this game play this thing called checking it out. They just want to check it out. They're not really there to learn from it. They just want to see what's out there, right? Also, if you're a school owner, a lot of people play this game called being a school owner. They want all the prestige, everything that goes with it, but they play in this quadrant called not to play, which means they don't go out there to seek out other arts. They don't go out there to seek out what Maya is all about. They don't seek out what other people are out there doing it. They just want to do it basically their own version, even during this game called being a school owner, right? So that's definitely one way to look at these DVD series and one way to learn. Another one is some people literally just play. So how does that feel? Just play means people only do the things that feels good to them. If it feels good, they do it. If they don't feel good, they don't want to do it, right? So even though you look at these video series, there's a few things, you only go after the things that feels good for you to do, or you think, well, you will look cool if you're doing it, right? So it all goes back, you just want to play, right? There'll be a few of you who play in this one. There'll be a few of you who play in this one. Most people, unfortunately, play with this one, and that's not to lose. Playing not to lose means you only come up with the things that you think is right. It's all about being righteousness. You want to be right about everything that you do, and you hold on to your truth, and you try to even defend your own truth. That this is what I've learned, and this is wrong. He's saying it wrong, and as long as you come ahead, and you make it very important. To me, this is the difference between somebody ignorant and confident, right? So, an confident person doesn't care about the the arrogant person. That's the difference between an arrogant and confident person. Arrogant person wants you to know that he knows, right? And playing in this quadrant is you play not to lose, right? So you only look for the things that you come ahead yourself. It's all about you. And there'll be a few of you who play this game called, or played to win. And truly to win is what's important now. And when you play to win, You play, so I win. So my partner wins, so my school wins, so my family wins, so my city wins, so my state wins, so my country, and hopefully globally we all win. The person who learns how to play the game to win doesn't care about what other people say. They have a vision, they stick to what they want to do, and they go at it, and doesn't matter what, they stick to their vision because they know they're playing to win. So my recommendation to you is not necessarily just watching my series or any other series. Catch yourself, stop yourself, do what we call the check-in process, which is where am I, what am I doing, is it real? Ask yourself, which quadrant am I playing? All right? And what role am I playing? Am I playing the role of a student right now? Or am I judging this? Or whatever it is you're playing. Go back and say, if I'm playing this one, let's change it. This basically means be a VIP. For my school, that's very important for my students. Okay? So be a very involved person. Participate. Don't be I have a great t-shirt I forgot to wear. I should have worn it today. It says, life is not a spectator sport. So don't just sit there and watch this. All right? Try to be a VIP. Be a very involved person. And in my case, in my school, I tell the parent, be a very involved parent. Be involved. And how do you be involved? You jump into the game, right? You recognize the game. You don't go over here and just kind of sit back and say, I'm the man, whatever. And you don't come over here and only do the stuff that looks cool, right? Without, going to all the fancy stuff first, without learning the basics, right? Don't be over here. Don't be judgmental. Don't say this is right or wrong. Try to go back and study it and see where the person's coming from and what you can take from it. But more importantly, learn it to share it, okay? Because we're all here to win. So this concept was one of my turning points in my martial arts career. So that's why I really thought it's important for me to share this with everyone because other people shared it with me. I've been incredibly blessed to train with some of the best martial artists in the world, starting from my own teacher, Master Steve Sexton, who, made me what I am today. And because of him, I have all these opportunities now. But more importantly, he put the seed in my head to be open-minded. Okay, don't be closed-minded. Open your eyes to see what's out there. And to me, that's really what the word Hapkido means. It means no set patterns of movement, right? The way of coordinated power. To me, that's what it means, right? The people that I've trained with that I want to acknowledge, especially in this first series that we're doing, the joint locks. There's been a few gifts in my life. One of them is Grandmaster Taejun Lee from the Harangdo organization. And if you want to know more about joint lock techniques or if you want to know about traditional martial arts, truly traditional Korean martial arts, which I value highly, and he's the man to go to. Seek him out. Grandmaster Taejun Lee, seek him out because he comes from a point, everything that I wanted to learn martial arts for, he has. He offers that, all right? And so I want to definitely acknowledge the gift that has been into my life. And when we get to other DVDs that I'm going to be talking about, I acknowledge the specific people that have helped me during that series. But for joint locks, my instructor, Master Steve Sexton, was my first point of reference, and he's the one that, like I said, put the seed in me. Then I continued with the joint lock techniques, studied some Kali, some Filipino arts, some joint locks, lock flows with, Sifu Rambaliki. And then I kind of went back to the history of the Korean systems, and we went back to the Harangdo, went back to Hapkido, went to Daito-ryu Aikijutsu, and kind of worked on what the joint locks were all supposed to be.